Hello, guys. What's the real impact of COVID-19 on entrepreneurship here? With the onset and spread of COVID-19, few people have been left unaffected. Governments in the world over have been repeatedly tested and stretched. They've set new rules and new norms to try to reestablish confidence and give economics a chance of survival. Perhaps less discussed, however, is the impact of the pandemic on entrepreneurial business. As sources of finances dry up, more than 40% of new ventures will fall into the so-called red zone, with only enough cash for 3 months or less of normal operation. Since the beginning of the crisis, more than 70% of startups have had to terminate contracts of full-time employees. Yet while a number of startups have suffered during the pandemic, COVID-19 has also led to an increase in entrepreneurial activity. Companies and individuals across the world have rallied to respond to and tackle the crisis. From organizers of music festivals overseeing pop-up morgues to automobile companies pivoting manufacturing to much-needed ventilators. There has been a surge in creativity. The picture of how entrepreneurs and their systems have been affected is more nuanced than we might at first believe, but understanding it is important. How it's being reshaped today will have long-lasting effects. So how does government fit into all of this? Well, during times of crisis, government support of industry has always been essential. Think back to Franklin D. Roosevelt's response to the Great Depression, rolling out the New Deal and spending to get America back on its feet. During the COVID-19 crisis, governments around the world have taken action to support local ecosystems. The UK government launched a €1.25 billion rescue package to help startups, emphasizing support for firms driving innovation and the technology success stories of the future. To fully understand how the entrepreneurial landscape is changing, we must explore other types of entrepreneurial activity. From this sort of repurposing and redirecting existing knowledge, skills, people, and networks, new needs have emerged, from startups and individuals producing and selling face masks and shields to their local communities, to local taxi startups turning into grocery delivery companies. The nature of innovation is often incremental, but at the same time, essential for the survival and adapting to our new normal. But of course, this is easier said than done when we're talking about pivoting. Most startups may see repurposing as a short-term opportunity or solution, but it's possible it could remain a fundamental survival strategy and growth opportunity for the economies and industries of countries. I mean, this isn't going to be the last disease that we're faced with, right? With so many large institutions shedding talented and well-qualified employees, perhaps this crisis and its aftermath will encourage more people to take the risks associated with entrepreneurialism when they think they've identified or discovered an opportunity. There are so many new needs and gaps to fill, and startups tend to be much faster at adapting and filling gaps than more established companies. While many startups will fail to survive the crisis, the pandemic has also given rise to new entrepreneurial activity, a reminder for us to reconsider how we value innovation in entrepreneurial systems. The question we are faced with today is how this will influence us going forward and what can be done by different players to make sure we move in the right direction. How will the experiences of thousands of entrepreneurs who lose their job during the pandemic impact the perception of entrepreneurship? Will the decades of effort made to enhance the entrepreneurial environment and diversify our economies through government and private funding and education be undermined? Or is it simply the shakeup needed to restructure the system? Let me know what you think. Comment below. Hope to see you next video. Bye.